All right, welcome back at 9:43. Right now, you're taking another live look out in North City, where the Greater St. Louis Restaurant Association is preparing for a food drive for the survivors of last week's deadly tornado. It is quite the effort out there, and they put this thing together really fast. And all of our participating restaurants, some of them were hit themselves, so we're glad to see what they're doing. All right, we've covered a lot of the physical impacts of that tornado, but right now, we'd like to unpack some of the mental disruptions in our community that often accompany disasters like this one.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and right now it's more important than ever to try and keep a healthy mind. This morning we have some special guests from one nonprofit looking to make a difference year-round.
That's right. Neisha Eleby is here with us, and the St. Charles County Police Captain Chris Hunt with Walters Walk Counseling Service. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, critical time. Let's start with some background. What's your mission, and how can folks take advantage of your services?
Our mission is to provide mental health counseling for anyone regardless of their ability to pay. This started in 2010 when one of our therapists noticed, Jean Moretto, noticed that people were having to choose between getting mental health services and their basic needs of food and shelter. And so this led to the birth of Walters Walk.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we've been able to help hundreds, if not thousands, of families and individuals.
And where does the name Walters Walk come from?
It's actually a story. If you go to our website, walterswalk.com, you can read about Jean's father, Walter, and she began Walters Walk in his honor.
Oh, I love that.
We love that. Yeah, it really shouldn't be an or situation. It needs to be an and situation.
Yeah.
What are some of the psychological impacts of surviving a traumatic event like a tornado, like the one we saw last week?
Yeah, for sure. You can definitely encounter some big emotions. You have to also go through the grieving process, right, of the event that took place and the changes that you're having to endure as a result. And so that can lead you to needing services and help to help you with your mental health.
And Captain Hunt, it's not just, people who went through the tornado themselves, it's also people who might now be helping, volunteering, and first responders.
Sure, being exposed to those traumatic events over and over and over and helping the community members deal with those traumatic events, it weighs heavily on our first responders, the police, the firemen, the paramedics. And so they need services too, and Walters Walk has been there for years, providing services at little to no cost for first responders and veterans. And Walters Walk operates solely on donations from the community. And there's several ways you can give, either through the website or in person, or monthly giving or a single contribution. But yeah, it's been a godsend to a lot of first responders in the St. Louis area.
Yeah, I want to ask both of them, how do you know, what are some of the key indicators that you need to seek professional help?
I think in the public safety realm, there's a lot of early warning signs. But what I tell my officers, if you feel something, there's probably something you need to go talk to somebody about it. And even if you don't feel something, being exposed to traumatic events, hundreds of traumatic events, will weigh heavily on you. And even if you don't feel like there's something wrong, it's always good to go talk to somebody and work through those things.
And what are some strategies for people who might be going through that or not really sure if they need to seek professional help yet? What are some strategies for them?
So some of the strategies that that I would encourage would say, if you're feeling the emotions, accept them, be patient with yourself, allow yourself to feel them, and then seek help. And sometimes we decide to isolate when we're going through things, but it's important to lean into that support system when you're going through something like this.
Excellent. Well, where can folks find Walters Walk in the community, and how can they support your mission? You told us through donations, for sure.
Absolutely. And then we also have the 5K walk run coming up in September, Sunday, September 14th. That's one of our biggest fundraiser events where we've raised money that we're able to see more clients and help support more community members.
And absolutely. So September 14th.
Yes.
Hopefully some good weather for that.
Absolutely.
All righty. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.